So this is fun. Trump suggested today that Clinton be given a drug test for what he called a pumped up performance or, just accelerated way of acting during this previous debate. It was last 6 days ago. That was last Sunday. Today's Saturday. October. Let me just make sure. Let's catalog this historical day. It's October 15th. So that happened. And, a lot of this stuff really is, it's historical, but in a way that it shouldn't be. I don't think we've ever had a presidential candidate, be they the party nominee, a primary, challenger, ever suggest that an opponent was using some type of enhancer. Um, you know, it's unheard of. But a lot of this stuff, this election cycle, has been pretty wild and rambunctious and unbelievable. You know, going into this debate, and another thing, I go on CNN, and this is kind of the main point of this video, is we're going to delve into it because, that's exciting, but I go on CNN, and I started looking at some of the news stories and the topics and all of that. One article is about the shooting that happened today in LA, Los Angeles, and it gets, a article. And then you look over at the other stuff, and there's about two or three on Trump. And that annoys me so much. Like, instead of giving attention to, if you want to talk about shootings, there's a whole plethora of them. Um, the ones in Chicago, the ones in Baltimore. Instead of giving those any type of coverage whatsoever, they just sit up here and talk about Trump all day. Or, one of the police shootings, which those are infamous for being less frequent. Well, those should be infamous for being less frequent, but they're infamous for being what we think is the majority of killings of African Americans in this country. But I'm going and browsing through their front page, and I start to notice a trend. Every single time CBS covers, because it was on CBS's page first. I know I've checked. I went on all on these sites. I go on them consecutively, so I know who's doing what first and who's playing copycat. And look, I'm not trying to say CNN.com is a carbon copy ripoff of CBS. No, but CBS really is, in my view, the standard of non-biased coverage. Um, you know, and I'm not even talking. I don't even think Fox is. Obviously you have conservative hosts. At least they admit their bias. I mean, then with MSNBC, that's the liberal station. So you have half and half. The point is, I go on there on CBS all the time. They're my number one place. Well, it's kind of that's shared now with CNN for news coverage. And this morning I read the story about the Los Angeles shooting that killed three people. Very sad, tragic event, and it's awful. We hear about all the time, unfortunately, so on and so forth. But then I start going and reading into the stories, besides that. I go, okay, well, that was fun. Let me log off and, see what else is on. I go on CNN before I log off, might I add. And, they're talking about Trump for the most part. They have his face plastered on the front page. And, that's that. So I leave there and I kind of just start doing my daily routines and running my errands, and then I come back, and what do I see on CNN's page? A shooting in LA left three people dead or deceased, and I just think to myself that they know they got that story from CBS. They know that story came from over there. And look, that doesn't mean only one person can cover a story. But this LA shooting, and I'm not trying to demean the victims by any means, but it is on the same level as a shooting in Chicago, a shooting in Baltimore. This isn't like the Orlando nightclub shooting. What was that? June, July, August, September. what, 4 months ago, where it's a major deal because all these people got killed. There's this giant body count, allegations of acts of terror. All of that was present there, or a police shooting where all these officers get killed. This is a the case of three people just getting murdered. And we see it all the time. But for whatever reason, CVS, the pharmacy, CBS chose to do an article about them, and that was that until CNN decided to apparently emulate the article or take the same story. So my whole thing is, how do those stories even get to where they even get that much focus? Because that's not even going off of everything we know about it so far. That story is nowhere near the level of Orlando or Baton Rouge or Dallas or any of these Black Lives Matter themed events with the shootings. None of them. So I don't get it. Thank you for watching and have a good day.